She played one of the most beloved characters of the 1980s on one of the biggest shows on television, at a moment when leaving felt unthinkable. Then she left anyway, twice. And the reasons why say more about her than any magazine cover ever did. Pamela Sue Martin's career started early and dramatically. At just 19, she appeared in the ensemble disaster film The Poseidon Adventure, and a few years later, she became a household name playing the title role in the Hardy Boys' Nancy Drew Mysteries, introducing an entire generation of young viewers to a sharp, capable teenage detective. It was the kind of role that could have defined a career for decades. Martin walked away from it in 1978, when the show restructured and her part was reduced, choosing her own creative standards over simply staying visible. That same year, she made a decision that generated real controversy. She posed for Playboy in a feature built around her Nancy Drew image, at a moment when she had been assured the photos wouldn't involve full nudity. She has since said she used the accompanying interview to talk about something that actually mattered to her growing commitment to environmental causes, even as the tabloids focused entirely on the photographs themselves. A few years later, she landed the role that would make her genuinely famous, Fallon Carrington Colby on Dynasty, the glossy, wildly popular primetime soap that turned its cast into household names almost overnight. Martin has described the show's early seasons as smart and satirical, something she found intellectually engaging rather than embarrassing. But as the series became a cultural phenomenon and brought in more traditional soap opera writers, she watched her character, and the women around her, get flattened into simplistic archetypes. As she's put it, if you were strong, you were written as cold. If you were weak, you were written as a victim. Having come of age during the feminist movement of the 1970s, she found that shift genuinely hard to accept. So in 1984, at the absolute height of the show's popularity, with Dynasty pulling in one of the largest audiences on American television, Martin quit. Producers wrote Fallon off as missing and presumed dead, eventually recasting the role entirely. Fans and industry insiders alike were stunned that anyone would walk away from that level of visibility voluntarily. Martin's reasoning was simple, and by her own account, non-negotiable. She'd had enough money and enough fame, and she wasn't willing to keep playing a version of womanhood that had stopped feeling honest to her. What she did next is the part of her story that rarely gets told. Rather than transitioning into another high-profile project, Martin moved to Haley, Idaho, and built a life centered on horses, land, and raising her son, largely out of the industry's reach. She said plainly that she never wanted to be based in Los Angeles 9 months out of the year, chasing the next role. Over the following decades, she found fulfillment directing local theater, painting in watercolor, and eventually relocating to Mexico, where she continues to garden, paint, and stay creatively engaged on her own terms. She never fully disappeared. She made occasional guest appearances, hosted Saturday Night Live in 1985, and returned for a warmly received Dynasty cast reunion in 2015. But she never chased the industry back either. When fans see her at these reunions, many remark that she still carries the same easy charisma she had decades earlier, unchanged by the years away from the spotlight. So the next time one of those beautiful old photographs of Pamela Sue Martin resurfaces, remember what made her different from so many of her peers. She wasn't pushed out of Hollywood, and she wasn't chasing a comeback. She walked away from stardom, more than once, because she trusted her own judgment about what her life should actually look like, and by every account, she has never once looked back.